Genshin Impact released its super anticipated 5.0 special program, but it was so late, I don't think most of us realized we might have been scammed. So, thick Hispanics, I ask that you suspend your no-handed standing ovation and let's actually review what we're getting for the special 5.0 anniversary rewards. There's a lot to talk about in this live stream. I want to start with the smaller details that were probably easily missed by most people, and then we're gonna get to like the bigger rewards. The first thing, there was an update to the Stellar Reunion. If you don't know what that is, if you haven't played the game for 2 weeks, you just get rewards. They're like incentives to play daily. So instead of having to log in every day to get rewards, it's EXP. And instead of getting 3 wishes, it's 10. This is an anniversary update. I'm happily single, but my understanding of an anniversary is the celebration of a milestone. And it's a milestone in between people sticking together, right? So, Hoyo, why were you focused on people who weren't there? But like I said, that's like a tiny detail. Who really cares? The next thing, it's a little bit more sus, and it's sus especially the way it was presented to us. I don't know if it was intentional, but still. And that was in the middle of the 4th anniversary rewards. It's a small detail, so let's see if you can catch it. You can get 10 intertwined fates by logging in. You get 1,600 primogems, 2 fragile resin, a firstborn fire sprite, which is like just a really long fancy word for like a cute little pet, like the little sweetie I have next to me, a kaboom box, which is like just apparently it's a toy that blows up, and 1 sanctifying elixir. So who is she? Who's gonna introduce her? Okay, I'll do the honors. Let me not leave you in suspense. Well, it's like a level up material, but for artifacts. But instead of leveling up the artifact, it lets you change the main stat and 2 substats. And I know you hear that and you're like, oh my gosh, you're going crazy. No-handed standing ovation is like an earthquake in the house because you're so hyped. No, sit down. Queen, sit down. Listen, I don't fault them for speaking the language they're comfortable in, especially like a Hispanic. Myself, I speak 2 languages and they had to put subtitles. Again, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's why I'm saying I believe that this was unintentional. But they neglected to say this. They only wrote it on screen. You get 1 sanctifying elixir. It costs 4. You then need to go into your handbook to get a gadget called the Artifact Transmutator. You put artifacts in there. That's one way of getting more elixirs. And on top of that, you change 2 substats. There's a total of 4 substats. So yeah, you can put the main stat you want. You can put it in crit rate and crit damage substat, sure. But then there's still 2 more. It could be like flat HP and then percent defense. And then guess what? You still have to roll that artifact. So it can still go all in defense. Like in Honkai, I've had that happen to me before. It's devastating low-key, like you waste that material and then the artifact is just trash and you gotta let it go anyways. It's still an improvement. I'm just saying they didn't vocalize any of this. I didn't realize any of that. I only saw that because I rewatched the live stream, and this time since it wasn't live, I paused it and then I saw the background. They neglected to say it. Again, is that intentional? I don't know. Is that a big deal? Probably not. I guess it depends. But it was something I wanted to point out. We're getting exciting. This is getting juicy. Hold on to your left and your right cheek because this is hype. Or is it? Archon Quest. So apparently me and Hoyo are on the same page. I am running through Fontaine because I decided I wanted to be up to date. And apparently Hoyo wants the same for everybody else. So starting with the 5.0 update, if you finish the Archon Quest during the version it comes out in, you'll get an additional 500 primogems just for finishing the quest. They will be doing the same in update 5.1 and 5.3. For some reason there isn't in 5.2. I'm a fake fan, sorry. I don't know why there isn't one in 5.2. There just isn't, that's what they said. Not only that, but you're also gonna get extra rewards for story quests. And this was another little detail I think people might have missed. I thought it was interesting though. I did like it and I took note of it. They're changing a little bit the reputation system in Natlan. If you don't know, Natlan has 6 tribes. So in the reputation system, it's a bit bigger because you will unlock with each tribe 3 chapters, aka story quests. And when you do those story quests, you'll also get rewards for those specific characters. And the rewards are ascensions for phase 2 and 3. And again, like the elixir, they didn't say the amount, but they did show. And what they showed was 60 primogems. I did notice in the corner it said not final. It could be more, it could be less. It may have said the same thing for the elixir. Maybe it'll be more or less. I didn't look at the time, so I apologize, but I do want to cut in and say that now. But back to the story quest. An interesting yet sus detail. Another one of the presenters asked, well, what if you're not a Natlin yet? Are you just gonna miss out on the primogems? And then the other presenter said, once you finish the leeway quest and you're AR 28, you could skip to Natlin. They even said some additional things like you can use the statues of the seven in Natlin to get your stamina up as well, like I stated with the Stellar Reunion. Why are they so concerned with returning players? I mean, to be fair, maybe that's more of a new player experience. I just found that a bit sus. No? Maybe I looked a little bit too into it. But again, it was just something I wanted to point out, something I thought was interesting that maybe you didn't notice. So there you go. Now on to what's probably everyone's favorite and most exciting part. It has to do with the wishing. There were 3 updates to the wishing banners. And the first one is this new event mechanic, capturing radiance. There's this new animation that comes up when you're at the 50-50, and if you see it, it means you're gonna get the guaranteed 5-star. They didn't say how often it comes up. If you see it, you'll get the character. That's it. Then, for the weapon banner, they reduced the fate points from 2 to 1. I almost cried when I heard this part, I'm not even exaggerating. Every year from now on, we're going to get to pick 1 5-star from the standard banner. And even though they haven't made the announcements yet, they have confirmed that more characters are going to be put on that banner. I have a suspicion, a theory, which for the record, my other Natlin theories were correct. I feel like the characters in the Chronicle Wish banner that never came back, how mysterious, how sus, boyo, they're probably gonna put them in the standard banner. That's my hope for sure. My sister and I are so hyped for this. We have been fiending for Jean and Diluc since day 1. I think this is great for free to play and for people who paid. Diluc and Jean, in my opinion, are like the hardest 4-star. They're what? They're the hardest 5-stars to get, in my opinion. I literally have 2 of Jean's signature weapons, and I have Diluc's signature weapon, and I don't have them. I think those last 3 are super good. And yes, obviously, I think they're doing it because it's an opportunity to make more money. The more you pool, the less primogems you have, the more you might be willing to pay, especially if you're closer to get a character. But this is a business. There isn't necessarily anything wrong with that. And anyways, it's still easier for us. But like I had hinted to before, I wanted to review some numbers. Little fun fact, they did up the rewards from the shrines from 40 primos to 80 primos. And the presenter specifically said that he did the math for you, and that is 10 intertwined fates. Though he didn't say how long it would take to get that. But guess what? I also did the math for you on what all these rewards total to and how long it will take to actually acquire them. So let's review that right now. So first, let's review the 4th anniversary reward. 10 intertwined fates just for logging in. 1,600 primogems. That's another 10 pool. You get 500 primogems just for completing the Archon Quest. 500 divided by 160 is 3 wishes. We're gonna get that confirmed at least 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. Then the same thing for the story quest. So we were talking about the Natlan reputation system. Like I said, it's not final, to be fair, but what they showed was 60. 60 times 3 is 180 primogems. 180 times 3 is 540, and like we just said, that's 3 wishes. So if you were to combine that and include the 3 wishes, 1 from each Archon quest that you get from the handbook after completing it, over a span of 4 updates in 3 months, you will have 35 wishes. Now, everyone's favorite part, which was also my favorite part too, the free 5-star. Everyone focused on the once a year. It took them 4 years to give us free 5-star and 35 wishes. Do you see why in the beginning I said we may have been scammed? Now with all that being said, have we actually been scammed? That's how you feel. How much time, emotion, money have you put into this game? Now for my opinion, do I feel scammed? No, not at all. I am so happy. I am Hoyo's biggest fanboy. No shame, I don't care. I have never once complained about anything they have given us. Go out in the street right now. Who will give you $1? Who will give you anything? Nobody gives you anything for free. You hear Hoyo is giving us free stuff. Could it be more? Do they make a ton? Sure, fine, whatever. But honestly, I don't care. Even in the old anniversaries where they only gave us like a 10 pull and everyone was freaking out and panicking, I did not care. I took that 10 pull and I went about my to that ways. I mean, I main traveler for like a whole year. You could say I'm 5 times as happy now because I got a free 5-star. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, my thick Hispanic Latina culture, please resume your no-handed standing ovation because honestly, I believe Hoyo deserved it. I think this is a great game. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think it's a great game. I think they put a lot of effort into this game. It really shows. I just did this video because I just found it so interesting to see the chat going from like hate to like super hype. I find it kind of funny. I wonder if these people who were like going from hate to hype, if they see this, would they still be just as happy? I don't know. I am. I don't really care if you're happy or not. Sorry. I hope you're happy, but whether you are or you're not, I'm happy. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.